Hola, amigos. We've got another big old stack of PS2 games. Yip, yip, hooray. Let's get into it here. We got Brock Lesnar. That's Brock Lesnar, right? Not Goldberg. I'm not too caught up on the wrestlers here. But yeah, we got another big old stack of PS2 games. So, it's time to dig into them. See what we got this time around. Time Splitters. That's a classic first-person shooter right there. Great 4-player multiplayer. Has a really funny campaign from what I've been told. The Suffering here is also pretty awesome. Hilarious story. You've got Evil Dead Regeneration. I've heard mixed things about the new Evil Dead movie, so I've got to see if that's something I want to watch or not. Let me know in the comments if it's good. Silent Hill 4 The Room. This is one of the expensive ones for the PS2. I haven't played it. I have played Silent Hill 1 and 2. So I'm curious to see what 3 and 4 are about. Manhunt there, a very infamous game. But here's a really sexy one. Big Box Doom for the PlayStation. Back before they did the jewel cases for the original PlayStation, they had these big old cardboard boxes. Now, they didn't do it for very long before they switched over. But Doom is one of the games that got a big old box release like that, so super cool to see it come in. Here we got Rainbow Six. Sealed, which Rainbow Six is not exactly a highly sought after, and neither is Rogue Spear, but you know what? We take what comes in, you know? We don't discriminate here at the Go Games. Whatever winds up on our doorstep, we will take in and love as if they were our own. Twisted Metal 4. God, Twisted Metal games are really fun. I had to go back and play them again. They're just so damn hard. And it doesn't help that I like to play Mr. Grimm, the dude on the motorcycle. And he just gets his ass kicked by pretty much everybody, I'll be honest. Here's Jet Moto 2. Pretty good racing series for the original PlayStation. I played a little bit of Jet Moto 1, and that game is so brutally difficult, dude. You're just going to be constantly crashing in that game. It's a cool game, but man, it's really hard racing game. Also sponsored by Mountain Dew. The riders in the game are like sponsored by Mountain Dew and crap. It's pretty hilarious, actually. What is this, Shadow Man? I've never played this, but I know it's like a kind of a cult classic sort of game. Maybe I'll check it out one day. It looks pretty cool to me. Never know. Now that I'm streaming games, I have an excuse to play all these old games. And I don't even have to buy them. I just take them off the shelf. And I'm like, you know what? I want to play this game. Well, maybe not this game here, E.T. God, why would they ever make another E.T. game after the Atari disaster? How many meetings did you have to go through to get the thumbs up on that one? Like, you know how the E.T. Atari game was the worst selling thing ever? Yeah. Well, I'd like to make an E.T. PlayStation 1 game. You're fired. You're fired. You no longer work here. Get out of our office. But yeah, pretty cool game selection here. Frogger. That's a classic game a lot of people love. There's just so many great games for these systems. And honestly, they're not really that expensive. I mean, you can spend like $20 and get a pretty solid game for the PlayStation or the PlayStation 2. It's only really a select few games that are pretty pricey. Here's Jak and Daxter. Another really, really good platformer. I don't even like platformers, but Jak and Daxter was awesome. Now here's something I never knew they did. They did the original Half-Life for the PlayStation 2, which is pretty wild to me. I would love to just play that and just see how janky it is. I know they did Half-Life 2 for the PS3 and I actually think Half-Life 2 might be on the original Xbox, which is pretty crazy. That's something I'd have to look into. The Sims 2 here on the PlayStation 2. Very hilarious game. The Sims games are a lot of fun. And the console versions are pretty good, actually. But they're definitely very wacky, and all sorts of nonsense is going to happen in the game. But I think that's what makes it fun, though. Is when my sim comes home and finds his house on fire. That's the kind of gameplay experience I'm looking for. What else you got here? Hunting games? Okay. The box art on hunting games never ceases to amaze me. They've got to be fun. I mean, people come in and buy them all the time. So maybe I just gotta try them, man. Maybe my calling isn't to make YouTube videos, but is to be a hunter. Maybe that's what I'm all about, actually. So a few more games, some more wrestling games. Tomb Raider, the Medal of Honor games. Also really good first-person shooters. There's just endless classics on the PlayStation 2. Like Kingdom Hearts 2 here. Really, really awesome game from what I remember. It's been so long since I played. But that's like everyone's favorite Kingdom Hearts game, I believe. Got golf games, hunting games, just all sorts of stuff. And it's a blast to go back to these old consoles, I gotta say. If you get the right setup and, you know, you get the console, there's just so many great games to play. So many weird things to play. Like, what is this? What is Heavenly? I have no idea. It looks like something that might be expensive, but I'm not sure. I've never heard of that game, which is rare because I've usually heard of most games. And you've got your Harry Potter games and just all sorts of stuff. Turok, Lara Croft, Lord of the Rings, the SOCOM games. It's the gift that keeps on giving, man. You get yourself a PlayStation 2 and you'll have endless entertainment at your hands. Great stuff, for sure. And SOCOM games, I really need to play those one day. I heard they were super big back in the day. Could be a lot of fun. But yeah, that's the video, guys. I want to thank you again for watching. And hey, if you're into these old games and want to see what an old game store picks up, well, give us a subscribe. Or check us out on Twitch.